Walker here. Welcome to today's workout. I'm so glad you're joining me. This is actually one of the workouts from the Home Workout Domination program, which is such a great follow-up to something like the 90-day challenge or one of my body weight programs where you really focused on your form and functional movement and really building up strength with really good body alignment and awareness. Now, you can also just dive right into Home Workout Domination because I talk about those same principles in every single program that I teach. What's special and different about Home Workout Domination is that I invite you to add resistance to your workout with either simple household props or minimal equipment. Things like dumbbells, which you could use at the gym or at home, or if you're at home and you don't have dumbbells, you could substitute with water bottles, water jugs, laundry jugs. Also, in Home Workout Domination, I invite you to use a Swiss ball if you have one. If not, I show you how to do it without. We've also got the alternative and option to use these stretchy bands, which we would wrap around the top of our knees above just about our thigh level. And if you don't have these, I'm going to show you an alternative with simple sliders on the floor. So there's really no excuse to not try this workout and add additional resistance in the mix. It's super fun. We're going to be combining my two favorite, most effective muscle sculpting and fat burning types of training at high volume, which are explosive cardio with resistance strength training. So I think you're going to really enjoy this workout. Thank you for letting me explain what we're doing and where we're at. And if you happen to have a jump rope at home or wherever you're doing this workout, go ahead and pick it up. If you don't have a jump rope, I want you to have an imaginary jump rope at your sides. Just hold your wrists at your sides. And we're just going to step to right about the center of our mat, and I'm going to start the timer with my phone, with my toe. Yay! Here we go. We're going to step right to the center, and shoulders come back, core is engaged, and we're going to just begin the jump rope motion. Now, what the jumping rope accomplishes is a nice warm-up to your posterior chain, your calves, your butt, your hamstrings, and it also trains you to keep your shoulders back and your head and neck in a nice neutral position. Now, you may be a better jump roper than I am. You see that my jump rope sometimes gets caught between my toes because I'm working on practicing. My hair will never stay up when I'm jump roping no matter how much I pin it, so I just let it be free today. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Well done. Here we go. We're going to set that over to the side and we're going to come right into one of our strength moves. Now you have the option to either grab water bottles or weighted objects of any kind. I'm going to grab a couple of dumbbells. And here's how, if you're using dumbbells, here's how to pick your weight. We're going to work between an 8 and 12 rep range for any of our strength training movements. So go ahead and hold on to whatever weight you have, and I'd recommend for this first set you go a little lighter. We're going to step out to the right, keeping our weight back in our heels. Our weighted objects stay on either side of our knee, and we're going to come back to center, over to the left, and back to center, over to the right. Keeping your hips shooting back as your chest stays up. It's also fine to put your weighted objects up on your shoulder. And if you're having trouble really keeping your hips back, I'd recommend not using any weight at all these first couple sets and working on your form so that you can actually build that strength in the posterior chain to support and balance you as you move through this. Important points here are that your knee is going to stay tracking in line with the toe. You want to keep your weight back on that heel that's stabilizing you. Soft bend in the extended knee. And the way to choose your weights, your weight amount, if you're using dumbbells, like I was saying before, is we're going to go between an 8 and 12 rep range. If you're finding that the amount of weight that you're holding is preventing you from even getting to 8 count of your reps, then you're going a little too heavy. If you're finding that you could go like for 20 reps or 15 to 17 reps easily, your weight may be a little bit lighter than normal. And that would be okay for like your first set, for your warm-up set, but I'd really encourage you to work towards having a weight that puts you in the sweet spot, in the zone for this type of training that we're doing, the special circuit training, where we quickly recover. And we're going to be doing 8 to 12 reps on each side. Now I'm going to go for about 10 each side with this lateral lunge, and I've got 2 more on each side right now to complete. Feel free to stop before me if your weight is telling you to do so, if your body is starting to fatigue. And when you know where to cut yourself off, this is my last one, is when you feel like you still have maybe 1 or 2 more you could squeeze out if you wanted to. You don't want to go to ultimate failure, not with this style of training. All right, great job. We're gonna go ahead and bend the knees to set those weighted objects down. And we're gonna come right down to the mat for another cardio blast. And this time I'm gonna do some mountain climbers. So if you're working on your core strength or your chest strength, you may do your mountain climber on the side of your couch or an elevated surface, which would be great. Or you can come down into a tall plank. Either way, I want to make sure that your hands are stacked just below your shoulders. Your back is not arched. You tuck your pelvis down slightly, engage your abs. And then we're gonna just run those knees up to our chest. Great work. Keep your gaze at about 6 inches in front of you to maintain a nice neutral neck and spine. Beautiful work. Hang in there. Keep that core nice and tight. Run those knees. You've got about 15 seconds to go. Hang in there. Can you run just a little faster? Hold that core in strong. Don't let your back arch. Don't let your hips lift up. Like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing work. Great job. Okay, final move in the first superset is a side and back step out. Now I'm gonna be trying this out with a stretchy band because I have this prop. Now, however, if you don't have that prop, you're gonna go ahead and grab a couple of things you can slide on. Now, if you don't have slidey floors like me, maybe you have a carpet, you could grab some cardboard squares, some frisbees, anything that allows you to slide. You also don't have to have, these are just kitchen rags I'm using on my floor here. You could also use your socks, just anything that you can slide with. And you're gonna go side to side, and you're gonna drag the foot that follows, right? So you're gonna lead out with the first foot, the following foot bends, and it's just a slide. So you're gonna feel that on the outside of your butt and the inside of your thigh, inside, outside. Great job. Now, if you have the slider, if you have the mini bands, you could wrap them around your knees like this. Keep going if you're using the sliders on the floor. And if you have the mini band, I'm gonna be stepping side to side, back and forth. Now we're still working that outer glute and that inner thigh. That's what's happening here. So whether you're sliding or you're using the resistance of the band, both of these are great ways to accomplish the same goal. So don't be daunted, or you can take these workouts with you on the go. Sometimes I'll be traveling in a hotel gym and they don't really have a lot of options for me. So, I just improvise. Here we go. Last 3, last 2, last 1. Great work. Now we're gonna go backwards. So if you have your sliders, I want you to slide, slide, slide back. If you have your bands, I want you to step back, turn around, step back. And a fun way to do this variation is to step out to 45-degree angle, step out, and just keep repeating. Now, if you have a bigger space and you want to just keep walking backwards or sideways, that's fine too. I'm just using the space that I have and still getting a really tremendous workout for my glutes here. Last one. We're going to go back and forth one more time across the entire space, stepping out to that 45-degree angle, or you can be stepping straight back. See what feels challenging to you that you can still do. Last one. Great work. Okay, you've just learned all 4 of the moves in our first superset. And if you're using your sliders, set them off to the side. If you're using your band, set them off to the side. We're going to come right back to another set of jump ropes. Here we go. I'm going to grab my jump rope. If you have an invisible jump rope, pick it up. And woo! Now, if you need to do low impact jump ropes, you can totally do them by doing a step, touch, and I'd invite you to get your arms into it. It's really just to get your heart rate up at the beginning, and you could also do that on your toes. But I'm gonna do some regular jump ropes, and I just invite you to listen to your body and do what works for you. So here we go. 30 seconds on the clock, starting now. And keep your shoulders down. Don't let your shoulders come up to your ears. Have a nice light wrist movement. Great job. So good. 15 seconds to go. Stay light on those toes. Keep your gaze right in front of you. Nice and neutral spine. Core stays tight and engaged. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yay, I made it through the whole 30 seconds without without stopping. That was exciting. That doesn't always happen. And I just like to say that with any workout that you do, it's just like life, you know? It's all a practice. If you fall out, you don't get it perfectly the first time, things don't go according to plan, try again. Do it again. You're building more muscle memory with every single time you do this. Okay, we're gonna get into our lateral lunges for a second time. Now here's the opportunity. If in the last set, you were like, you know, I could have kept going a lot longer with the weight that I had, I'm gonna try going up in weight. That's great, go for it. If you felt like it was a little heavy, maybe you wanna go down. Maybe you wanna drop the weight entirely to work on your form with this one. If you're having any knee pain or twinges, I wouldn't recommend using any weight at all. So we're gonna step out to the side, sending our hips back. Our weight comes right over, our knee comes right over that front toe, and we're keeping our weight back in our heel. Chest stays up and over. This is a great movement for your butt, your posterior chain development in your glutes specifically, and your inner and outer thighs. I get that it's challenging, and what happens in home workout domination is that you'll get a chance to repeat this workout at some point, and you'll be able to keep track of how many reps you did for each move and what weight you used, so that you can progressively get stronger. Because, like I said before, your goal is to hit between 8 to 12 reps. Say week 1, you hit 9 reps with a specific weight. The next week you hit 11 reps. Well, it might be the case that in the following week you want to go up in weight, which would put you back down to 8 reps. And then you just keep progressing and seeing how your strength increases. It's really fun, and it's really all about challenging yourself each time you come to your mat. All right. Oh, how are you feeling? I'm feeling this one too. Last one on each side for me. Sending the hips back, core stays nice and tight and engaged, and it's okay if your arms come down between either side of your legs. They don't have to be up on your shoulders, that's just comfortable for me. I'm gonna bend my knees always to set down my weighted objects to protect the back, and then we're gonna come right back into round 2 of mountain climbers. Right down back onto your mat, tall plank or elevated plank. Breathe deeply, reset yourself. We can do this. We're gonna run those knees up to our chest. Come on, let's go. Hold your core in strong. Gaze is in front of you, try not looking down or up. You've got this, hands are stacked just below shoulders. If you need a little support for your wrists, you can try out doing it on soft fists, or even holding on to dumbbells with a flat surface to help just align the wrists. Keep going. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Amazing work. Okay. It's time for those side booty and back booty moves. The sliders or the bands, your choice. And I have gotten a 3-pack of the bands. They're actually great for travel, great for on-the-go workouts. You can do quite a lot of fun moves with them. And I'm actually, if you're noticing that your band is like rolling up on your legs, just go up to the heavier weight, which will actually sort of make it more challenging and it won't move around as much. So if it's too easy, sometimes it'll start to curl up, just a word to the wise. Okay, I'm gonna start on one side. Again, engage the core, roll the shoulders back, step, 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 keeping my body completely upright, really focusing on the movement in my legs. Please feel free to take the sliding variation here if that's what you have available. Keep going. Side, slide, slippity slide. Here we go. So good. And you can do this with me as long as I'm doing it. You can stop if you're starting to just really fatigue. Remember to always tune into your body. We're going in a rep range for that reason. You're in your own unique space as far as your training level and your muscle development. Remember, I am too. We're all different, so that's why it's great to have a variation and a range and to understand how to progressively build your strength. Okay, switching to the reverse. Now, step it out, step it out, step it out, step it out. I'm going to turn and repeat that. Stepping it out and repeating. Stepping it out and repeating. So good. Great job. Last 2 sets. I'm going to go back, and then I'm going to go back the other direction. Last time. Great job. And done. Moving on, back to our third and final round of Superset 1, starting at the top again with our jump rope. If you have it, if not, grab your imaginary jump rope. Here we go. Get ready. Hold that core in strong, shoulders roll back, and we jump. You got this. Stay strong, stay focused. Your last move was a slow, controlled movement so that you would have lots of cardio capacity to kick off the final round with. We're starting out strong. Push for it. Feel free to do some fancy jump rope moves if you know them. I don't. I'm just good right here, focusing on my form. Come on. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, woo! 1. Oh, I'm so flawsome that last one. Had to finish it though. Great job. Okay, set aside your jump rope, and we're gonna do our final set of lateral lunges. If you need a quick sip of water, feel free to grab one at any time. I certainly do. All right. I'm gonna bend the knees to pick up those weighted objects. I'm feeling pretty confident having them up on my shoulders. I'm feeling good there. Please feel free to put them down at your sides as well, an alternative. And here we go. Stepping to the side, stepping to the side. Hips go back. And what I mean by that is that you don't want to be pitching your weight forward on your front toe. If you looked down, you should still be able to see your toe in front of your knee. Great job. Very important with this move. I get that this is a more advanced move and that adding in resistance to it can be tricky and challenging. That's why I strongly advise that if you're feeling anything uncomfortable, just drop your weight down and work on your form. You may want to work on some single leg squats to your box, as you've probably seen me teach many times in my workouts. Those are really great for helping to develop your posterior chain. And I have some really essential posterior chain training videos here on thebettyrocker.com that I invite you to check out and maybe do this week if you're feeling like that's an area you'd like to focus on. Very common for many of us who work at a desk or sit a lot or just do things in front of us. Our posterior chain can get a little weak. Last one on each side. Finish it up, and great work. Set your weighted objects down, bending your knees to do so. Join me back on the mat for our final set of mountain climbers. I'm gonna walk it out into my tall plank, or you can be doing this elevated on an elevated surface as well. Hands stacked just below shoulders. Belly button is tight, core is tight, and begin. Running the knees up to the chest, staying focused on that form all through your core. We're only here for 30 seconds, and this is the end. Let's make it count. Can we run just a little faster with those knees? Let's try it out. Come on, let's go. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. This is why we're here. Great work. Oh, okay. Side and back step outs. Here we go. Coming up and grabbing whatever prop you're using. Maybe you're using the sliders. Maybe you're using the band. It's all good. We're gonna work those inner and outer thighs, that outer butt, and I'm just gonna slip this slider on, and I'm gonna start over on the left side of the mat, and shoulders back, core tight, and we step, 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 or slide, 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 and slide. Great work. Now I'm using the heaviest weight stretchy band now because I could really feel that giving me what I needed. I was starting to get fatigued after about 10, and that's what I wanted to feel. So play around with the amount of resistance that you have. That's really, as you tune into your body, what's going to show you where your limits are and help you with each subsequent time that you practice or that you exercise to help you build on that strength. That's why it's so essential that we get our form and foundation strong and stable, and have no shame in our game about taking a modification or a variation. Those things are exactly what helps build our stability and alignment and foundation, so we can add weighted objects, we can add more resistance, we can get stronger. stronger. Turn to face the front of your mat and begin. Step it out, step it back. Step it out, step it back. Keep that core nice and tight. Don't allow the reverse step to pull your core out of alignment, to pull you out into some arched back. Don't let it lead with your butt. Let your glutes do the work. Maybe you want to put your hands on your butt and feel those muscles working for you. This is really good. It's good to know what we're working on. This is your body, your time. I'm going to go one final reverse step back, both directions, and then we're done with this superset. Amazing work. Great job. Okay, now I'm worried about the 20-minute mark with the workout, and I have to say that there are many a time when there's a longer workout, like what I'm going to give you today, where I just do the first circuit. I do the first 20 minutes, and then I peace out because I've got to go. And that all or something mentality is exactly why I've managed to maintain my physique. If I looked at this workout today and I had said, that workout's almost 40 minutes long, there's no way, I don't have time for that, and I didn't do it at all, I lose, right? So do what you have time for. If you need to take off, this workout's still here for you. Come back and do the rest of it later, or do it another day when you have more time, the rest of this workout. But count yourself as having checked off a workout for today in the last 20 minutes, because you certainly did. Okay, now that I've got that out of the way, because I know how hard we all are on ourselves. Like, I didn't do enough, I'm not doing enough, right? So that all or nothing mentality we get stuck into that really just sabotages our ability to be successful and consistent. So don't do that. All or something, that's your new mantra. All right, I'm mentally and physically preparing for superset number 2. And that's what you can expect in home workout domination. The workouts are anywhere between 30 to 40 minutes in length tops. There are some bodyweight hit circuits that are about 15 to 20 minutes. There's yoga as well, which is about 30 minutes long. So the workouts vary in length, but that's the longest that you'll ever do is something like I'm doing today. And it's a little bit shorter in the actual program because I break out the demo stuff into a separate video so that if you just want to come do the workout, you just do the workout with me without all the explanation. So that's another perk of owning the program. So let's go ahead and come into another tall plank or elevated plank, your choice, or kneeling plank. You've got a lot of options for this one. We're going to do a 3-way push-up. Now, if you've watched my push-up progression tutorial video before, which is freely available on the blog, you know that that is step 1. You can come down and be on your knees, step 2. And if you're in between being fully on your toes and on your knees, you can lift one foot up. That's also a great option for you, okay? I'm going to work up on my toes today. Regular push-up. I'm going to widen my stance, my arms out to a wide push-up. And in this wide push-up, I'm going to press back to down dog. And I'm going to do a dolphin push-up for my shoulders. I'm going to float back forward to my tall plank. And I'm going to do, again, another wide push-up. I'm going to walk my hands into a regular push-up. And then I'm going to press it back again for a down dog push-up or dolphin push-up. Float it forward, hold that plank strong. Regular push-up. I'm going to walk my hand out the other direction this time for a wide push-up. Hips go back, dolphin push-up. Floating forward again, wide push-up. Hands come in, regular push-up. Hips go high, down dog push-up. Floating forward, this is my last one. Regular push-up, wide push-up, dolphin push-up, and float forward and come down to your knees. So your rep range here could be anywhere between 3 to 6 total, where you're doing all 3 of those, because basically 3 times 3 would be 9 total push-ups. 3 times 6 would be 18 total push-ups. So I did 5. I did 15 total push-ups. So it's nice to vary the push-up because you'll work different parts of your chest and shoulders when you do that. That's why I put it in here. Now move 2. We're going to move on to a bicycle crunch. And the bicycle crunch can be done on the floor, which we're going to do in the first round. And in round 2, I'm going to grab the Swiss ball. So let's go ahead and come down onto our back. And if you're comfortable with your Swiss ball and you have it, go ahead and do your Swiss ball crunch, and then we'll add the leg lift to it. So arms come up behind your head on either side of your ears, no pulling on your head. And we're going to bend one knee and cross our elbow over to meet our knee, and extend, and extend. The secret here is to keep your lower back to the mat. Super, super essential. And the way that I like to picture that happening is what I call blueberry spine, where we imagine that we have a big fat blueberry and it's stuck just at the apex of our lower back, where it lifts up at the arch of your lower back. And what we're doing is we're pressing our back down onto that blueberry without totally squashing it. And that will give you that feeling of an engaged core, sort of that feeling like you might feel when you brace your abs, as if something were coming at your abs to smack them. That's how you brace, and that's how we imagine blueberry spine. So you have an engagement in your abs, and your lower back is involved in that so that we can protect it. Last 3, 2, and 1. Rock yourself back up to a seated position, and we're gonna move on to squat thrusts. Now the squat thrust can be done with or without resistance. We're gonna do it in round 1 with no resistance to warm up our bodies and to get into the form. So stand up tall, bend your knees, plant your hands down just below shoulders, step or jump it back, step or jump it forward, come up to a jump. We can also do this against the side of our couch, coming down, jumping back, and jumping in. We can also do this lower impact, stepping out, stepping in, and coming up. You better be moving with me right now. Don't just sit there and watch, I know. We're gonna keep moving. And we're gonna officially start the time now. Down, back, out, and up. It's just 30 seconds of squat thrusts. And you're gonna go faster as you do these with no added resistance. If you add resistance in your second round, that's gonna be fine. It'll just slow you down. It'll be harder, more challenging. So let's nail our form on this first set. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Awesome work. Those are super tough. Okay, grab water bottles or weighted objects, and we're gonna do a triceps to kickback, row, and tricep movement. So grab those weighted objects, stand up tall, roll your shoulders back and down while engaging your core, hinge forward. And we're gonna, keeping our elbows in parallel and close to our ribs, we're gonna raise them up. And then from here, we're gonna kick our arms back. Come back down the same way you came up, kick them back. Now my palms face each other as they come up in the row, and they face the wall behind me as they kick back into that triceps kickback. Now this is one that you may find you wanna go down in weight, up in weight, to work on your strength and the zone of reps that you wanna be in. You wanna be in that 8 to 12 rep range. Great job. I've got 1 more to go. And done. And if you have another one, go right ahead and add it in. And that first round was really your chance to play around with how much weight you want to use in future rounds. So if it was too light, you'll know that, and you can go up. And if it was too hard or too heavy, you'll go down. All right, 3-way push-ups, round 2. Here we go. You're gonna start out in a regular push-up, either on your toes or knees or one knee or elevated. Regular push-up, walking out wide, wide push-up, hips go back, dolphin push-up. Staying in that wide position, we do another wide push-up. We walk the hands in, regular push-up. Sending the hips back, dolphin push-up, floating forward, regular push-up. Step the arm out wide, wide push-up, hips go back. Oh, dolphin push-up. These are so fun and hard at the same time. Oh my gosh. Push up, dolphin push-up. And I've got 1 more of each to complete. See where you are at. Maybe you can stop before me or after me. Totally up to you. Notice how your body's feeling and complete. Oh, those are tricky. Okay, so we're gonna get right into the Swiss ball bicycle crunch. And go ahead and if you have your Swiss ball, go ahead and sit upon it. And if you're on the mat, stay on the mat. This is still a great move for your abs. Why I like the Swiss ball is because it allows me to get more of a range for my abdominals to work with it. So because you go back before you come up, when you're on the floor, you can only come up, right? So if you go back before you come up, you actually get more of a crunch. So it's just something to progress to. Don't feel like you have to run out and buy one immediately. You're still working out effectively without it, but it is something to consider. So we're gonna roll back onto our ball. Now if you're more beginner, I recommend that you come down, your seat should be closer to the floor. If you're more advanced, you can roll it back so that you're almost in a complete reverse tabletop. So find out where you're good. And from here, hands come behind our head, not pulling on the neck, just contact and pressure. And we're going to start out with just a few regular ball sit-ups or ball crunches. And as you can see, your back is more extending than it is if you're just down on the mat. So fully extend and then fully crunch. Now, if you'd like the more advanced version, you can work on the bicycle crunch here, which is really challenging for me as well, as we're really just on one point of contact with the floor with our body at that point. So we're just alternating the knee coming up towards the elbow. Super tough. I did it. Awesome work. Hang in there. Breathing. I'm focused. I'm really focused. I've got 2 more on each side. Last one. And done. Great work. All right. Moving on. It's time for squat thrusts. Now this time I am going to hold some weighted objects. Now if you have weighted objects to hold on to for a squat thrust, very important to protect your wrists because I've got these nice flat dumbbells available to me that have a flat surface. So when I put them down on the floor, they're going to balance nicely for me on the floor. If I have round dumbbells, it's a little bit trickier. They might roll around, they might destabilize you, so I'd really encourage you to only do squat thrusts with a weight in your hand if you have something that has a flat surface on it, okay? And I'd really recommend you start out very light with this, maybe like 1 or 2 pounds, or maybe 3-pound dumbbells, or 1 kilogram if you're doing kilograms. All right, here we go. Roll those shoulders back, bend the knees, plant the hands down, step or jump back, jump forward, and when you come to pull up, you can test out coming up into just a body squat before you add the jump. But if you are going to add the jump, I recommend just really bringing your arms back behind you to really keep your weight forward and keep your weight balanced. So good. I know it's challenging whether you're doing it with or without resistance. It is just a very challenging cardiovascular move. I'm asking a lot from our body here. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work. Oh, now before I move on to the Triceps Row to Kickback, I need a quick break to catch my breath. That is so intense doing the squat thrust with weight. It's part of how we really challenge our bodies to get stronger. For me, it's extremely challenging too. So just know I'm right there with you. This is where I'm at personally. Be where you're at personally too. And remember that I'm inviting you to take many variations, and that's okay. That's how we all get stronger. Doing it safely and consistently. All right, when you're ready and you've had a good rest, come back on up. Engage your shoulders back and down. And what I mean by that is I don't want your shoulders here when you're doing your row. I want your shoulders back and down, your humeral head rotated into its socket in the correct angle, and I also want your core engaged so that you have everything in your torso connected and supporting you. We're going to hinge forward to about 45 degrees, keep those elbows in close to our ribs, raise them up, and then kick it back. Raise up, kick it back. Raise up, kick it back. Great job. Come on, you got this, rock star. Let's go. Now, I'm not counting my reps out loud to you because I want you to feel your own body. You might be going a little more slowly than me. You may be going a little faster than me. And you may be in a different number than I am. So I've got 2 more I can do here for my rep range. That's it. Feel free, if you have a couple left to do for the amount of weight you have, get them done. If you stopped a little before me, that is also a-okay. Don't forget to bend your knees to set down your weighted objects to protect your back. And we're going to come through that circuit one final time. You're doing so awesome. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. I'm going to come down to the mat to do my final set of 3-way push-ups. So hands begin in a regular push-up position, stacked just below my shoulders. Gaze is in neutral. I'm checking in with my back and making sure it's in blueberry spine, which is basically what we're doing. Push up 1, then wide push up, then hips go up high, and we do our dolphin press. push-up again. Hands come back to regular push-ups, and then we send our hips back high. Dolphin press. Floating it forward, regular push-up, hands out to the side, and hips go back. And 3 is your minimum here, so that was 3 total. So if you want to stop here, that's fine. If you want to continue for another 1 to 2, that's great too. That's what I'm at. I've got, let's see, just a couple more. And I've got one final set to finish up with here. Push, regular, oh, and dolphin. Oh, I really felt that on that last one. Oh, it's really challenging. How are you doing? I hope you're doing amazing. I hope this is challenging you. I hope you see how fun it is. I love exercising. It has so many amazing benefits to our body. Charges our body battery, helps us sleep better. We produce a lot of feel-good chemicals in our brain. Oh my gosh. Not to mention, it's a great way to move your lymph fluid. Your lymph circulation doesn't really have a pump like your blood flow does, right? There's no heart to pump your lymph fluid, so movement is actually how that's your immune fluid moves through your body. So exercise is a great way to stay healthy. And of course, you've probably heard me harping on, if you're sick, don't do a bunch of exercise. You can do some gentle movement, but don't do a bunch of like heavy impact exercise because then you compromise your immune system more. All right, are you down on the mat or are you up on your ball? Find blueberry spine wherever you are. Get your hands back behind your head and begin. We're doing bicycle crunches, either up on the ball or down on the mat. And if you're up on the ball and you try a couple of these bicycles and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm just about to fall off this ball, Betty Rocker makes it look way too easy. I want you to work on your stability right here. I want you to work on your regular ball crunches. And you can then build up the strength to get into this sort of single leg lift. And you can also come down a little farther and do it just like this. This is the easier place to be, which will help you build up the strength to come back farther on your ball. Great work. Keep going. We're almost done with this entire workout, and I know you're going to feel so proud of yourself for completing it. Great job. Last 3, 2, and 1. Amazing work. All right, I'm going to set this out of the way. And final set of squat thrusts. And once again, I'm going to use my weighted objects. Super challenging. Here we go. Breathing. We got this. There's only one move after this one. Just 30 seconds. Shoulders roll back, core is engaged, and down, back. Powerfully come up. If you're holding those weighted objects, make sure that they're landing just below your shoulders and that they're coming straight back behind you each time you come up. Great job. Come on, Rockstar. We got this. This is our final set. You are working your legs, your core, your back, your shoulders, all the things are working. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Oh, so tough. Oh my gosh, set down those weighted objects. Take a quick breather. Oxygenate your cells. So, one of the secrets to fat burning is oxygen. Taking in oxygen is how we burn off that fat. Respiration is actually where the fat goes. It doesn't come out when you're going to the bathroom. It comes out and through respiration. So, when you do high intensity interval training, you burn fat. There's just no question about it. When you do strength training, you're adding additional muscle tissue, and muscle burns more calories at rest, makes you a more efficient fat burner in general. So this is one of the reasons why my secret sauce to training and like longevity is to pair cardio moves with strength training. I love this style of training. I do it in all of my body weight workouts. I do it in all of my resistance training workouts, and I just think it's the secret for me to really having a great experience with training and sculpting my physique so it's strong and healthy and can do all the things I want it to do. Now the caveat to that, of course, is that you gotta have good form with it, which I harp on all the time, just like I harp on whole foods. I don't care what kind of diet you choose. I mean, I just want you to make sure that you're making your baseline whole foods from nature in the most natural way that you can get them. That's really the secret. Just like foundation in training is form, no matter how you're doing it. But I thought you might find that interesting. So, hinge forward, shoulders locked in, elbows come up, and then we go back, and down, and back, and come back down. Bring those elbows up and in close to your sides with each row, and then we kick our arms back, straight back behind us, palms flip over. Great job. You got this. Come on, we're almost done. So close. Feel free to finish before me if you hit your zone, if you've hit at least 8 reps, and the goal is 8 to 12. Oh, I got one more. Last one, and done. Amazing job. You're gonna bend those knees. Now, I would recommend that you hydrate yourself now. I would recommend that you spend a few minutes, maybe sit down on the mat and do some stretches. And if you don't have time to stretch, just walk a little bit. It's gonna be okay. Studies have shown that really some of the biggest benefits to stretching post-workout are really to help our physiological response, to help us calm down, to get back into a parasympathetic state. Exercise is a type of stress. Of course, we get into a little bit of a stressful state when we're exercising, not a bad stress necessarily, unless we're already too fatigued or ill. So it is a great idea to cool down with some stretching if you have the time. If not, you can resume your normal activities. It is also great to do some active stretching. Tomorrow I would recommend doing a yoga class if you have the opportunity to do so. If you're in Rock Your Life, take one of Coach Nikki's fabulous yoga classes. We did a lot of bar classes this month as well. And if you don't have home workout domination yet, this is a great opportunity to get it. I think it would add a lot to your training, and it would really give you an amazing result. It is super fun. It's an 8-week program. Once you get it, it's yours to keep forever so that you can repeat it again, and you'll have the tracking sheets, which is super fun because you can really watch yourself progress over time. And when you combine your workouts with healthy whole food eating, you really will see amazing results in your physique and in your energy and in everyone around you that is part of your life. You know, when we feel and take care of ourselves, it just translates into everything around us. So I just wanted to say that I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much for joining me for this super fun workout today. Take good care of your body. I'm Betty Rocker. You are so awesome and amazing. See you for our next workout, hopefully in home workout domination.